Hello and welcome back to the weekly Oracle card reading with Kylie Savage, Psychic Medium. Thank you so much to everyone who's been watching the videos. I really appreciate it. I also share these videos on my Facebook page. You can find me at Facebook on my business page, which is Kylie Savage, Psychic Medium. You can also find me on Instagram, which is Kylie _Savage _Psychic Medium. And I've been doing Facebook Lives as well on my page after I've done the weekly reading, so that I can break this reading down for you a little bit more. And I was showing people how you can make the reading personal for you by pulling another card and adding it to this spread. Anyway, we have the 4 cards from Wisdom of the Oracle, and our anchor card this week is Deep Knowing. And sorry, this is from the week from the 31st of August to the 6th of September 2019. I'm actually doing it today, the 1st of September, so happy spring, happy first day of spring for us in the Southern Hemisphere. Okay, the second card, the next right action to take is Imagine. And our third card, which is our possible future outcome card, is Loyal Heart. And our fourth card, which gives us more information about the whole reading, is By the Book. And I've pulled another card from the Crystal Spirits Oracle, and that's Celestine. Such a beautiful card. I'm really enjoying getting to know Colette's new deck, the Crystal Spirits Oracle. And if you listen to Hay House Radio, Colette Baron-Reid has her own show on that. And she did a really great show called Oracle Cards, Oracle Cards, Oracle Cards. So if you have a listen to that, it will give you more of an idea of how Colette reads and how she teaches her students to read, and how she teaches us to read from the guidebooks with her Oracle decks. And remember, this is more about prescription. This is like a weather report for how to best work with the energies that will be present universally for this week coming up. So it's a snapshot, and we call this the anchor card because it's like we've dropped our anchor into the ocean, and then we get a 360-degree view, of anything that could possibly arise in the week and of the energies that will be available for us to work with. So sometimes my work still is a little bit predictive, yet I'm moving more and more into this, giving prescriptions, prescriptions for how to work with the energies, which is much more empowering than just somebody coming to me and saying, tell me what's going to happen in the future. Because the future, as we all know, is fluid and it changes as you do. So any reading has a possibility of inaccuracy in that, because you can change your mind, and that changes all the other, it's sort of like a domino effect. All the other dominoes, fall in a different pattern from making that one different action. So my work is all about empowering my clients to make the very best decisions that they can, given the energies that are currently playing out in their life, the lessons that they're learning, the experiences they're having, their own self-will, where they want to head in life, and some other factors that influence, have possible influences on a reading. Anyway, Deep Knowing I really, really love as our anchor card. We can see the lovely snowy owl. Colette uses the snowy owl. It's like their totem for Oracle School. And this is the moon. And Deep Knowing is very much about our intuition. In tarot you'll see the moon. It will be all about intuition as well. And it's often looked at as a feminine aspect, intuition. We talk about, a woman's intuition or a woman's knowing. And the thing is, what I really feel like this week is, it's a week to really get in touch with ourselves and our own intuition, our own inner wisdom. And this is the most important thing. I mean, once we actually learn what's our intuition and what isn't, once we, get better at understanding what intuition is and what it isn't, the most difficult part of intuition is acting on it. Because intuition really is like a muscle. once you start paying it attention, noticing it, and then taking action on your intuition, that's when your intuition really gets so much stronger. I say that I live an intuitive way of life, and that's something that I teach my students. And oracle cards, you know, they're just such a great tool for you to be able to uncover your intuition and work with it and take action on the information you've been given. Celestite ties in with our anchor card by saying, you know, your angels are there to help you see what's unseen, you know, help you to know what you don't know at the moment. So you can work with specific angels of intuition. You can just say, you know, thank you, dear angels, for intuition, for working with me this week, for strengthening my intuition, allowing me to be more receptive to my intuitive thoughts and feelings and my deep knowing. And also, you know, supplying me with the whatever it is I need to be able to act on my intuition. And I really love that we've got deep knowing, and the next right action is imagine, because this is all about the proper use of imagination, the right use of imagination. And when you're living an intuitive way of life, it often seems that you'll take action which, you know, appears counterintuitive. It's very, very different to logical, rational thinking like the Western mind. Intuition, you're coming from, you know, a completely different place, and, you know, you might have an intuitive thought or a feeling about something and you take action on it. Someone will say, well, what was your basis for making that decision? And if you told them, you know, you saw something clairvoyantly, or you felt it in your body, or, you know, you don't know, it was just a vibe, just a feeling, a strong feeling, you know, a lot of people will still judge you and think you're crazy. And yet, the more you trust your intuition and take action on it, the more you get to see that, wow, it's such a smart way to live. And you're utilising these others, your whole senses, because we are not just, you know, a human being with 5 physical senses. We have a whole other range of extra senses, our spiritual senses. And if we're not using them all, well then we're not gaining a whole experience of life, essentially. So the thing is, when we listen to our intuition and we act on that, and we're living this intuitive way of life, we will also start to get in the flow of the right use of imagination. So the intuitive thought will come, the feeling, however we experience our intuition, you know, the deep knowing, and then we can link that with the right use of imagination and create something. You know, and sometimes we don't know. We get the intuitive thought and think, you know, we're not sure how to take action on it. So then it's being in that place of saying, okay, thank you, Spirit. Thank you for giving me this intuitive, you know, nudge. And I thank you for showing me how to take action on it. The right use of imagination is about understanding you are a co-creator with the divine. And we are all made in God's imagination, or gods or the goddesses. When I first read that in The Wisdom of Florence Shinn, that we are not made in God's image, we're made in God's imagination, and that what we are these amazing imaginators, you know, it just changed so much for me, and it just resonated. And I was like, I was always told, and it's difficult as a girl to be told that you're made in God's image, because the God that I grew up with was a male. It was all about masculine energy. And, you know, to be told that the Adam and Eve myth, and that I was made from Adam's rib, and that women, you know, before birth, we were lesser beings, secondary to man. So to be told that I was made in God's imagination, also from lots of other understandings and teachings and education I've been able to get to understand God as a woman first, you know, it freed me up, and I was like, yeah, it allowed me to connect with the divine in a way that resonated for me and felt natural and easy for me. Going on, Loyal Heart. I really, really love this card, and whenever I see anything about loyalty, you know, it is about people being loyal to us and being supportive of us, and us being in faithful, loving relationships. It's about really celebrating loyalty. It's one of those virtues and qualities that's not given a lot of attention to, but holy heck, is it important. when I see loyal heart, what I think of is be loyal to yourself. And in this position with these cards, what I feel the message is be loyal to your intuition. Show some devotion to living an intuitive way of life and trust your intuition. You know, don't betray it because somebody disagrees with you or criticises it. You don't have to share what you're doing with other people either. We don't go to the hardware store for milk. Cheryl Richardson always was teaching and does teach us. We go to the right people for the right source of support. And, you know, if you go along and say to someone, I made this decision or choice, and they'll say, why do you make it? Say, oh, it's my intuition, and they rubbish and, you know, say that's just garbage and can't believe, you know, laugh you off. Well, obviously, you just went to the hardware store for milk. These are not the right people to share this information with. And, you know, let them scoff and let them laugh, because the more you live an intuitive way of life and you trust and you're in this partnership, in this co-creation with the divine, the more your success will just, you know, blitz away, and you can just leave people where they're at. You know, good luck to them if they don't want to do what you're doing. That's perfectly okay. You can just let go, let Goddess, and just keep doing what you're doing. That's the important part. Especially when you're just learning this stuff, especially when you're just, you know, getting in touch with your intuition and you're rediscovering it and you're remembering, you know, this essential part of yourself. You're in a very vulnerable state. That's why it's very important to find the right sources of support and help and the right teachers. People who will look after you and nurture your growth. You know, not get jealous, not try and put you down or compare, you know, and compete with you. We don't need people like that. And if you go out there and you try and find a teacher and the first teacher's not the right one or it feels off, get out of there. Go find another one. Plenty of fish in the sea, you know. It's so true. When the student's ready, the teacher will appear. Your teachers are out there. So be loyal to yourself. You know, you get the intuition. You join it up with the right use of imagination. You take action on the intuition. Show some devotion to that. Stay the course. And buy the book. This is all about... buy the book is essentially about legal matters and, you know, harmony. We have rules and things. Buy the book is... when you're learning these things, be playful. Be in that really playful, creative state. That's the best way to do this. Not get too serious about, you know, when you're co-creating with the divine. Yet understand that whatever you do, and this can help you feel safe about manifesting as well. Whatever you do is governed within universal laws. You know, you're not creating in you're co-creating within a container. Everything is already set up beautifully and perfectly. So, you know, like as you go along, these laws, they're going to be the boundaries. You know, if you push something too far, it's going to give you a nudge back. And you're going to go, okay, now I understand that law. You know, we learn best by experience. So don't be too hard on yourself as you go about learning these new ways. I've been living an intuitive way of life for a very long time, and I'm still just a baby at it. I'm still very much a student. So be kind to yourself. Understand too that for those of you like looking at, you know, the material world, if you've got legal issues, you've got stuff going on, you can trust in the laws, universal laws and karma. And I keep feeling like justice, the law of balance, you know, everything is going to get come out in the wash. You know, everything's going to be evened out and balanced out in the end. So just focus on what you're doing and let other people and other situations, you know, just take your hands off that. Let go, let Goddess, and understand that within the laws of karma, everything is going to come back to balance. And just understand that it's not, you know, like putting energy into resisting these laws, universal laws, and understand, you know, trying to fight against them, that's a waste of effort because these laws are absolute. And they're not there to be fought against. They're there to be played with and worked with. So, and we need to work with these universal laws in cooperation, have a cooperative, you know, sort of attitude and be flexible about it. So just know that, and know that you're safe as you're going on and you're manifesting these things. You know, these laws are going to be fabulous teachers for you. So as you said, the last word was just Celestite. I pull in a card from a different deck and I'm asking for further clarity on the reading, and also for assistance and support with anything that comes up during the reading. So what Celesta is saying is, look, your angels are there. Angels for manifesting, angels for co-creation, angels for working with universal law, angels for working with intuition, angels, you know, for the right use of imagination. Whatever angels you want to work with. Say you're working in banking, you can say the angels of banking. You know, there are angels for everything, and you don't need to know a particular angel's name. You don't need to work with an archangel. You can do that if you like. But, you know, same thing, just be playful and creative with it. If you're cooking, you ask for the angels of cooking to come in and assist and support you. As a parent, I was always asking, still do, for the angels that assist and support mothers to come in and support me. I've never needed to know a specific angel's name to feel the benefit of angelic support and assistance. It's really all there for you. Trust in yourself this week. Ask for what you need. Always ask for it under grace in a perfect way that's abiding by universal laws. And just look, if you're doubtful and fearful, you're still manifesting. You're just manifesting something you don't want. So let's have a go this week. Let's look at it as an opportunity, you know, to get more in touch with our intuition. Some great ways to get in touch with your intuition is to calm down the physical body. So if after you exercise, you know, you go off, have your shower, whatever, and then meditate. Meditation's excellent, strengthening intuition. Testing yourself, you know, playing intuitive games. If when an intuitive thought comes, one of the best things is to keep a little signs journal. And, you know, when you have an intuitive thought or you see something, you know, write it down and then do a review at the end of the week and say, oh, well, you know, look at all the evidence of my intuition. But mostly you need to know that, one, we are all intuitive. And intuition is a language. And it's a language we can all learn to speak. And it's one we're meant to. It's a language that, you know, the divine communicates with us through. So it's so important to learn. Know that intuition is very different from your rational mind. And just be playful, just have fun. Remember, doesn't have to be so serious. All right, I'm wishing you many blessings upon your week. And sorry, I did want to let you know too, on my Facebook page, I'm still setting up Kylie's Oracle Club. So that will be a Facebook group, and I'll be mainly teaching from Wisdom of the Oracle. And I will go right from beginners up to advanced. And I'll teach you how I read Oracle cards. And we'll have lots of Q&As, and we'll have some lives, and we'll have lots of practical exercises and experiences. And I'll be your guide for that. So yeah, many blessings on your week. Thanks again for watching the videos. I'd love it if you'd subscribe. And I hope to see you here again. And thank you for your comments too. I always respond and read the comments. And I'd love to see you on my Facebook page too. And see you in the live. I will be doing a live probably tomorrow night, Monday night. So I'm not sure. That will probably be Sunday night for the Northerners. I've been doing readings from the Crystal Spirits Oracle deck and answering questions and things like that. Thanks again for watching.